Truck Work of Ohio, restart cone, green flag, back in the air. Better start for Tim Schaefer, but Boguski slides up in front. Tim Schaefer goes inside, contact between Boguski and Schaefer. Here comes Norris now. He'll challenge Tim Schaefer for your second spot. Max Guilford, he's up to the fourth spot. Here comes Caleb Henry as well. Henry gonna duck to the inside, Dodge shuts the door though. Jeff Dodge holding the 101 of Caleb Henry at bay for your top 5. Dodge still holding him at bay as already Boguski gonna start closing in here on lap traffic. So 3 laps into this one and lap traffic already on the horizon for that 51 of Scott Boguski. Max Guilford problems there as car upside down, red flag. Back, single file restart, Truck Works of Ohio, restart, cone, green flag, back in the air. Scott Boguski with a great start heading into turn 1 and 2. Norris now holds the 3rd spot. Caleb Henry, as there goes Howard Moore to the inside there on Jeff Dodge. So Howard Moore right now up to the 6th spot, and there goes the car upside down. Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault goes for...
Yeah, he can get you victories.
So green flag back out. A great start for Scott Boguski, leads him into turn 1 and 2. Bryce Norris looking for his best career finish with the All-Stars as he holds on to that 3rd spot. Caleb Henry in 4th. Howard Moore holding off Jeff Dodge for that 6th spot. But Scott Boguski leads the way right now over Tim Schaefer, Bryce Norris, Caleb Henry. Here comes Cale Thomas now. Cale Thomas closing in on that 7th spot. The W20 of Greg Wilson off the track. He'll head to the pit side, but lap traffic on the horizon for Scott Boguski. Here comes Henry again, tries to get to the inside, not going to get by Tim Schaefer yet again. Scott Boguski out in front still, as already lap traffic on the horizon again for the 51 of Scott Boguski. Tim Schaefer, Caleb Henry, Bryce Norris, and Guilford still your top 5. Boguski now closing in on lap traffic, the 22 of Brandon Spithauler. Spithauler not going to make it easy here for Scott Boguski as the 17 GP of Tim Schaefer now has a lap car again between himself and your race leader. Boguski there got a little out of sorts, keeps it going. Schaefer now has to get by the 22, and here comes Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry, Tim Schaefer. Henry going to go to the bottom side, Schaefer going to go up top. Henry trying to slide, not going to clear. Tim Schaefer holds on to 2nd. Caleb Henry now tries to get by Spithauler. Bryce Norris right there in the 4th spot trying to get around. Here comes Guilford to the inside. Max Guilford to the inside. Norris out of sorts. Howard Moore coming inside. Not going to get by. Scott Boguski has led, but here comes Schaefer. Schaefer right on the back bumper. Schaefer now trying to make a move. Boguski takes the bottom. Here comes Schaefer. Tim Schaefer to the inside. Problems for your race leader. Right rear flat for Scott Boguski.
Is the one who wins the big check at the end of the year.
Green flag back out. Good start for Schaefer as Schaefer going to lead him into turn 1 and 2. Caleb Henry in the 2nd spot. Max Guilford, Howard Moore, Bryce Norris, your top 5. So Schaefer leading the way. 25 laps, 10 to go for the 17 GP of Tim Schaefer. And here comes the 101. Schaefer tried to go to the inside on Spithauler, not going to get by. Caleb Henry goes bottom side, Schaefer goes top. He'll put Brandon Spithauler in between himself and your 2nd place of Caleb Henry. Henry tries to go top side around Spithauler, not going to get by. Into turn 1 and 2, the 101 goes higher, this time gets by. 5 laps to go for the 17 GP of Tim Schaefer. That time by with a half-second advantage for Tim Schaefer. Schaefer holds on, 2 laps to go for Tim Schaefer. Caleb Henry not far behind. The 101 of Schaefer. Of Henry, the 17 GP, white flag in the air. Schaefer looking for win at number 67 of his All-Star career. Down the backstretch he will go into turn 3 and 4. And for the 67th time in his career, Tim Schaefer's an All-Star winner. Caleb Henry in 2nd. Max Guilford going to come home with an impressive 3rd place. Howard Moore, Bryce Norris, your top 5.